Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I just woke up, so I do not look great right now, but I wanted to give you a good video on something that I feel kind of personally about. So this might be a little bit more of an emotionally charged video, but try to look at the side of it as a whole. Like, don't take it as, oh, he said this or he said that, because this is about why relationships don't work. And this is a very controversial topic because some could say it's the women's fault, some say it's the men's fault. Each case is different, but as a whole, I want to talk about why most relationships don't work. And I'm not talking about like, couples in their 30s or 40s. I'm talking basically from start of high school to end of college. That's the main range on because those are the most turbulent times for relationships. So I want to talk about why they don't usually work and what you can do yourself to improve them, because you might not be doing anything wrong, but knowing some of these signs might help you either get out of the relationship or improve it. So like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram. It'll be right below. Hit that notification bell if you want more videos, and let's get right into it. Okay guys, so the number one reason that relationships don't work is communication. There is not enough communication in a relationship to keep both parties on the same page most of the time. If you notice, like all these YouTube couples that are actually doing well, like not ones that just like fake it for the camera, the ones that actually do well, like Jack and Gab, Maddie and Elijah, all those people, they have communication. You can tell because like even when they do their pranks and stuff and the other person doesn't know the camera's there, they're actually talking. Like, they're not faking that. They actually talk. Like, when they think something's happening, they're like, oh, what's going on? What's happening? Like, they genuinely care. Like, some of them are just good at faking it, but a lot of times those couples are actually good at communication. And you notice when they're off camera, like when they post on their Instagram and stuff, like if they go on vacation, they are truly happy because they're actually in a stable relationship. No, I'm not just saying YouTube couples. I mean but that's just an example of how you can look at them and relate to it. Now, for couples that are between the ages of 16 and 24, like high school to college, communication is key. You have to be on the same page. Like, if you're not on the same page, like if you started dating a guy and, just for example, and everything's fine and then all of a sudden he stops talking to you, don't just ignore it and assume that he's like cheating on you or something and freak out. Talk to him. Be like, what's up? Now here's where it comes into play where the guy screws this up, because sometimes they'll be stubborn. I've done it myself. I've learned from it, but I've done it myself. They'll be stubborn and they won't tell you, and they'll be like, nothing, everything's fine. That is the biggest mistake you can make in a relationship, saying everything is fine. Because we all know everything is not fine. Because if she's asking you, you've done something that has made it clear that it's not fine. So don't say everything's fine. That's not going to work anything out. And that's just the first thing. Communication is key. Whether you want to talk about it or not, just sit down, talk about it. It might not be a comfortable conversation. Be like, listen, this is going on. Or like, if you just started dating, maybe you're not going to share all your personal feelings out yet, like your personal life, but like, just be like, listen, it's some personal stuff with my family or something. Like, I'll tell you when I'm ready. At least the other person knows that you're going through something and you're not just ignoring them. So make sure you have good communication, and make sure that you are not being aggressive and like pushing them out because you're scared to. And that brings me to the second thing. Out of breath already. Being too scared to open up. Now, this is not necessarily anybody's fault, because I have those issues myself. I am not good at opening up to people. But I guess being in a relationship when you're too scared to open up can cause a problem. You have to be with a person that understands what you've been through from personal experience, or just someone who is really patient. Because someone who isn't really patient, there's nothing wrong with that. They're just in a different stage of their life, or they're just didn't have the personal experiences. So when they get in a relationship, they might, not to say that they want to go fast, but they're just not as cautious because they haven't been hurt before, or if they have, it's been minor. So make sure that you know who you're with, because if you're with someone who doesn't understand the pain you've been caused, or if anything worse happened, there's numerous things that could have happened, then you might not work out. So make sure that you let them know before you start dating, like before, when you first start talking, make sure you let them know. Like, you don't have to go through like all the tragedies that happened to you, but like let them know, be like, listen, I have a hard time with opening up because some bad things have happened to me. That can go a long way. That can take a relationship from 3 months to like 9 months at least. Like, you have to open up to people and let them know that something isn't right with you. Which sounds bad, but like, it's true. If something isn't right, you have to let them know, so that way they can try to help you, and then they can make you better in the long run for it. Because if you take someone who has like trust issues, and then you prove to them that they can be trusted, that goes a long way. Like, if you have a lot of trust issues and you get in a relationship and you're like, and like 6-7 months goes by and they've done nothing to break your trust, or at least very little, like, there's always going to be that few things that you're just like, oh man. But I mean, like, in general, if they've proven to like give you everything, all the support you need, that goes a long way. So talk to your partner about the trust issues, because it's not embarrassing. There's nothing wrong with it. People understand it. In fact, they will appreciate you more for the honesty than finding out later on that you have a hard time. So definitely do that. Another thing is, stay out of drama. All these relationships fail because everybody's in everybody's business. Like, who cares if Jack and Alyssa are together, or Jack and Alyssa went to, just giving not anybody's real names, just example. If Jack and Alyssa went to a party and they left early, who cares? You know what? It doesn't matter. If they want to talk about you, let them. Obviously, there's more serious circumstances where you might have to address it, but in general, if it's just blah, 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 just ignore it. Let them talk, because chances are they're just jealous, or they just want attention. So, if you're Jack and Alyssa, just don't listen to it. It doesn't matter. What they say means nothing. Most couples break up because they get into drama, and then one side lies about the other, saying, oh, he cheated on you, I saw him with a girl. Block that all out, because that breaks trust, that creates rifts, and then all of a sudden, a strong relationship is dissolved. So definitely ignore drama. Now, obviously, if you have a really close friend that's saying, hey, I saw him with another girl or something like that, address it. Talk to him. Or if there's proof, definitely take care of that. But I mean, like, if it's just someone who you don't really trust or isn't proven to be really trustworthy, just ignore it. Because chances are, if it's just a few people, or if it's people in one friend group, it's a lie. People band together to break things apart. People that don't have what you have will do everything they can to come together to break you apart. So if 7 people say the same thing, make sure you analyze that group, because even though that may seem like, wow, it must be true, all these people said it, they could all be in the same group. Every one of them could be in the same group and just banding together to break you guys up. So definitely be careful of that. A big thing that some people might get mad at me for this, but it's how you act and how you dress. If you're in a relationship, now for guys it's different, because I feel like guys aren't really like showy. I mean, I don't know. I mean, in school, not really. I mean, it's more of the girls that might have this issue. But like, if you're in a relationship, unless your boyfriend is cool with it, and like you're a loyal person, and it's just how you are, because I never want you to say don't express your body, but some of these girls, like when they're in relationships, they're wearing like short shorts and a crop top, and that sometimes makes guys, I wouldn't say jealous, but it just makes them uncomfortable, because then their friends are like, look at what your girl's wearing. Like, I mean, and that's not to slut shame anybody, that's not what I'm saying. But be careful what you wear when you're in a relationship, because, like, if you take Tanner Stewart and his girlfriend, I'm using YouTubers because they're actually good. If you've ever seen his girlfriend Alyssa Kulani, she wears a lot of showy things, but you can tell he's okay with it and he knows that she's loyal. That's different. If you know your girl very well and you know that she is loyal and she isn't wearing that to show off and try to attract attention, that's great, because girls should be able to express their bodies. I have no issue with that. But when girls who are proven to be very unloyal or just craving attention wear, like, short, like, booty shorts and a crop top, that's not okay. That's gonna ruin your relationship. And you can't get mad when your boyfriend is like, if you're gonna dress like this, like, what are we supposed to do? Because you don't see me walking around shirtless, like, So just take that into consideration. And I'm not slut shaming anybody, not saying that, like, oh, you shouldn't express yourself. I'm just saying, when you're in a relationship, be mindful, talk to them, be like, you don't have to ask for their permission. That's not what I'm saying. Just be like, is it okay if I express myself? And I say express because it's basically kind of the best way to describe it, because some girls want to express themselves. They want to show and inspire people to be confident in their bodies, and that's great. But, there's always a limit. Like, if you're single, wear whatever you want. Like, that's great. But sometimes in relationships, you do have to calm it down a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Talk to your boyfriend, talk to your girl. I mean, for guys, I don't really know any instances of where it could be showy. I mean, guys, it's kind of harder. Like, you just wear shorts and a shirt in the summer. Like, if you're in school, there's really not way you could be too showy. I don't know. If you know anything of a guy being too showy, let me know in the comments. I'm not really sure how that's possible, but, I could be missing something. So, but definitely those three things are key: communication, honesty, loyalty, like all those, and just being there for your partner. Like, I find so many relationships, like, I'm a senior in high school, so I've gone through all of middle school, almost all of high school, and I find that most relationships don't work because the other person is just not committed. Like, why do you people get in relationships if you're not going to commit to the other person? And it's aggravating, because I've had best friends who have actually had feelings for a person, and then they just get screwed over in like a month or two because the other person was cheating, and this goes for guys and girls. I have girl best friends and guy best friends. I'm not just saying girls. Like, then they get cheated or lied on or just asked for, like, nudes and stuff. And I'm like, why do you people get in relationships if you're not going to give the other person what they deserve? Like, if you just want attention, then just create a big friend group or, like, friends with benefits group. Like, don't waste the time of people that actually want a relationship. Like, I feel kind of personally about that because that's happened to me numerous times, and that's happened to many people I know, and it's just dumb. Or, like, even worse is when the people are dating for like a year, and then it turns out that they never actually liked them. You wasted a year of your life for what? 2 months of actual happiness? Like, that guy, like, I had a best friend. He's gonna remain anonymous. She was dating a guy. No, he was dating a girl for like a year. Turns out she only actually liked him for 2 months of that year. Her exact words were, oh, I was just with him because he's hot. How do you think the guy feels about that? Because, you could tell he actually liked her. Like, he didn't, like, spoil her, but, like, he got her stuff. He got her anniversary gifts. He, like, whenever she wasn't feeling well, basic good boyfriend stuff. And she just took advantage of that. So, don't be like that, basically. Like, if you gotta be honest. Like, as much as it might hurt you and the other person, being honest will be much better in the long run than if you lie about it. Like, if we're in a 7-month relationship, I'd rather you end it now and just be honest than if you were, like, 3 years down the road and you're like, yeah, I wasn't feeling this 2 years ago. So basically, yeah, I went on a long rant there about everything, but basically just take these tips. I mean, it's the least you can do. Like, people just don't know how to act anymore. And, like, I'm not calling all you out. I'm just saying a lot of people don't know how to act. And it hurts a lot of people. A lot of people's kind of, I wouldn't say childhoods, because we're not really children at this age anymore. But a lot of people's school years are just ruined because people don't know how to act. And it's disappointing. So, that's pretty much it. If you guys like this video, like, subscribe. I'll leave my Instagram below again. I'm starting to learn new editing things, so I'm going to plug that in. I haven't been posting very consistently. I apologize for that. I have to come up with a schedule. I had a schedule, but then it didn't work, so we'll figure that out. But anyway, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for listening.